Welcome to this look at new mods on Farming Simulator 25 with me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, this is part 2 of the mods for Friday the 18th of April, Good Friday. And we've got some more cool stuff in this part. We didn't have a lot of buildings or productions or anything on Good Friday. So I'm not quite sure why, but a lot of equipment and machinery. So cracking on. I did say in this part, if you watched part 1, in the updates, the Colossus Harvester Pack, the Colossus Pack by Chris S. Riley S. had an update, and part of that update added 5 new pieces of equipment and machinery. And I was going to review them separately, but I think I can fit them into this part 2. So I'm going to do is show this equipment first, then look at the update equipment and machinery, then the rest of the mods. That will make sense. So we have a kind of a pack, although they've been put in as individual mods. This is the Scarabelot pack, in inverted commas, made by Scarabelot and ML Modding. So the next few are all by the same people. We're going to start with the rear dump agricultural platform. 2.8 megabytes download, 2 slots, 1,500 litre capacity if you go for the capacity, and it's this on the back here. We've had a few different platforms and stuff like this, but this is by, I hope I'm saying that, Scarabelot, I think. So under miscellaneous is where you'll find it, just there, 4,500. We've got the option to have its bale trailer or with capacity. So let's say 1,500 litre, almost like a bucket scoop, or bale trailer like that, which puts the front bit on. You can put bits and bobs in it, has tension straps on it. No options other than that. It says 75 horsepower required, I guess, to operate the piece of equipment. And it looks like this. If I start the engine, we do have options on this to raise and lower, tip like that. Under R1, we've got this option which tips it completely. So if you've got a capacity on that, you can tip it like that. And then tension straps on there. What's that tension straps? A tension strap, which is kind of straightforward. Lovely. On the front, I have got the reversible leveling blade. This is 3.1 megabyte download, 2 slots and 3.5 meters wide. Now this has an option, there we go, because it is reversible, so you can pull with this, push with it, depends if you've got it on the front or rear, and you can choose which one you go for. This you'll find under levelers, and like I said, I haven't tried this yet, but this has got an option here, 5,500. It says leveler or open field. So I've gone for open fields. The leveler will act as a leveler on your silage clamps. Open fields I was curious about. No other options, comes like that. So it does say allow create fields. Unfold rear. No, that's. Oh, hang on, that's a good point. Did I do that? I didn't do that, did I? Oh, sorry, didn't show that. For putting small stuff on, logs on, stuff like that. There we go. Apologies, actually, what I'm going to do is drop that off, switch to the front. So here we've got allow create fields, lower leveler, unfold leveler. So if I press that, it swings the whole thing round. Under R1 and right stick side to side, we've got our option for swinging the leveler. I don't know if it will do snow and stuff as well, I'm not too sure. But what I wanted to double check or have a look at least was this option. And if it says allow create fields, let's see what it does. It should, I assume, plough or at least cultivate. Let's lower the piece of equipment. There you go. So it is acting as a cultivator in open field work. And it's doing it in reverse as well. So actually if you had it front or rear, it wouldn't matter if you've got the blade pushing like in that direction or the other way around. I guess it will require you to have it at least open, or let's fold it back again. Limit to fields. There you go. That's that. Hop out. Next we have got, what else was on this list? Right, we've got 2 mulchers. We've got the RFS 400 knife roller, 8.97 megabytes download, 4 slots, 4 meters. And then we have got the Green 9000 knife roller, 17.66 megabytes download, 7 slots and 9.1 meter or 9.3 meter. We'll just double check that. So this you'll find under rollers. No, not rollers. I just said mulchers, didn't I? Under mulchers. So there's the first one. I haven't got that one out, but we've got the option on tyres in the back of that. We've got Continental, BKT. And under Continental, we've got that and that. And then this one, which is the large one, 24 grand. No options on it. It comes with that. I got this out as well because I thought, I'm curious because it's an interesting design, much more square tubing. Square tubing? I suppose it's tubing, isn't it? To see what it kind of how it unfolds, what it does. So 140 horsepower required. Let's do that. Start the engine and let's have a look at the unfold on this. I haven't unfolded this yet, first time doing it. It's going to be really straightforward and obvious and interesting, isn't it? Oh, actually, that's quite cool, I like that. Box section, square tubing, I guess it depends. And it should mulch. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what it's designed to do. It should mulch the grass as well, behind us. Yep, taking the grass down level. And we're mulching. There you go. The Scarabelot Green 9000 knife roller. Hold that back up again. That's that. And then the final part of the Scarabelot stuff that's been added in, we've got just here, and this is one you kind of hook together. You've got this section here with the two attachers, then these sections here which attach onto the back of it. Can you do multiples of these? I haven't tried. I know we had some mods before where you could do one of those and another one of those and another one of those, and you could go out further and further. I haven't tried that, but potentially. So this then can be located under the roller section. If we come to, yes, there we go. So the first bit there's £5,000, no options, 75 horsepower required. It says 3 meters wide. That's the actual roller, not the entire thing. And then these ones here, individually bought, and then you attach them as you would attach any other piece of equipment. Attach and detach. Lining them up, actually, when you buy them at the store, they're almost at the right width to hook up straight to it. The downside to these, I mean, you'd probably have to put onto a trailer if you're going long distances, because they're on the floor already, and you don't turn them on. They just roll. So you've got to be careful what you go over or go past that might roll. They won't do anything to the weeds, but on the bit here, you should see a difference. And that doesn't seem to do anything. No, there's no option to turn them on or anything. How about this bit here? I didn't recall hiring a worker, but there you go. Oh, there you go. They're rolling over that bit there. So you can see over that bit there. So they are rolling. So this bit here, where we've sort of freshly created a field, you should see a change in that. There you go. Rollage. There we go. That's the Scarabelot pack. Like I say, they are down as individual items, but by Scarabelot and ML Modding. So on to the update then. And these aren't in the order they're kind of listed, but the change log says a whole load of different stuff. Things have been changed, but added in, it does say liftable bales. So the bales that the pack produces, and it says on there, thank you to Yoss for the liftable bales, I guess, scripts and stuff for it. We're going to start here with this. Some of these were in the previous version of the pack, and I think some weren't. Some I don't remember at all. We're going to start with the Titan Vineyard Disc. This is 4 slots. There are 2 of each of these. If you know the Colossus pack, you'll know why. Anyway, so this is a vineyard, you know, subsoiler cultivator type thing. But of course, being being what it is, we can find it under your harvesting, grape harvesting stuff. It should be. I don't think it's going to be under disc arrows. No, it is under grape and stuff. I thought it might be under multiple locations, but again, it doesn't hurt to check these things, does it? If we come to tools, there we go. So standard version and unrealistic. And I said this when I did the original release of the Colossus pack. You don't have to go crazy with it. People seem to get very angry with the fact it can do all this stupid stuff. You don't have to do any of the stupid stuff in inverted commas. There is a base version. And normally the base version is a little bit adjusted, I guess, potentially. That one there, 4 slots, 3.5 meter wide, runs at 11 miles an hour, 65 horsepower required. And the options on this is to change some of the colours and stuff. So if you like doing your grapevine harvesting olive stuff, and you want something with a bit more customizability, whatever word is, if you want it more customizable, that's the one. But there is also the unrealistic one, and each one of these has an unrealistic version. So for example, this one, working with standard, 1 row unrealistic 4 meter, 3 row 10 meter, that's rows of the grapevines. So you can go up the middle of one and it will then cultivate the other ones around it as you go. So you can get more done quicker. And then we've got 5 row at 16 meters. 25 metre or 50 metre. So if you want to do the entire orchard, you can. Unrealistic crop guide, so depending on what you've gone for, you can put those on. Actually, if I go a little bit, you can see right in the distance. If I bring that back to 3 row, will it show? And then crop guides. Oh, hang on. There we go. There you go. So there's our standard. Red, green, blue, yellow. So you can see where you're actually going to if you want them. Again, you don't have to have them. Design standard, and there's a camouflage version, like the prototypes that a lot of companies do. So if they're driving up and down the road, you can't quite tell the shape and design and stuff like that. Then our main colour, I won't necessarily go through, but the palettes for the Colossus pack stuff is all pretty cool. Main colour does all of that. Design colour does that. This is what I'll do for each of them, just to show you what bits change. We'll go blue on that. And then the last design colour, I can't remember what that does. Let's go yellow. Pink maybe, what stands out? Oh, there you go, all those bits there. I suppose if I'd gone black it would have made more sense. So what we'll do, this doesn't have an option for, right, unfold cultivator, fold cultivator, so that gives us your crop lines if you've got, and you can see here, if I was doing a grape orchard, and if I had a smaller tractor obviously, because this would be too wide to go down the rows, but I could go down one row and then probably cultivate the next 6 either side of it. Lower it down. There we go. I mean, it's kind of straightforward. It's obvious what it will do once you've, you know, so if you're new to the Colossus pack stuff, you wouldn't necessarily know what types of options and things, but this is kind of synonymous with the pack, the sorts of things the pack will do. And again, if you're die-hard, want to do everything realistically, then there is an option for doing all of that. But also, if you haven't got a lot of time, you've got big fields, and you think, actually, I just want to get this done so I can move on to this tomorrow or whenever you're going to be playing next, this sort of pack makes life a lot easier. Again, you don't have to. It's up to you. So next on the list, we're going to look at this. This is the Colossus FLM726. This has an option for, on the unrealistic one, is speed that changes. And also there's an option to do manure on this. So this is a fertilizer spreader, so you can do fertilizer and lime, and on the unrealistic version manure as well, so it's kind of a multi-role tool. 5 slots on these, and there are 2 again, and this you will find, if we go back up to our fertilizer spreader, is just there. So there's your base version. Now that does have an unrealistic capacity, but that will do fertilizer and lime, and that will go at 15 miles an hour on the road, on the harvesting. 42 meter spread width, that stays the same. There's no unrealistic spread width on these, they stay as they are, but that's the standard version. Then the unrealistic version, the options are pretty much the same, other than the fact that one, it does manure, but also this version is 42 meter spread width and it goes at 48 miles an hour. So you've got unrealistic speed and the addition of manure, which is what I said before. And we've got the Michelin Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Vredestein, BKT, Mitas, back again, with various different tyre options, including twins on most of them and a wide option. Again, I'll leave you to have a fiddle around and find the ones you like. We've then got design, standard and camouflage, design, EU and US, which takes off the markers and puts a triangle on, depending on which one you go for. Then capacity, standard. I didn't show on the other one, but this is the same on the other one. So this is 10,000 litres, 20,000 litres, 40,000, 100,000, and that's the max it goes to 100,000. So this isn't one that does 1 million litres or 10 million or anything like that. That's what we go to. This one, main colour, let's go with white. Does all of that. Whoa, that's bright. Frame, yellow, let's do that. Design colour, next one, let's go with the red. You can see that. Does the top section. Cover colour is fairly obvious. That does the cover on the top there. Next design colour, I think, does the wheel arches, if I recall. Let's go with an orange. There we go. Does the wheel arches and a couple of little bits here and there. Next design colour, I think, does the chassis, I want to say. Oh, no. Steps and, yeah, a few bits and mobs underneath. Then you've got the rim options. Again, I'm not going to show you all of these and all the machines now, because, again, it's just refreshing your memory. You've got inner and outer rim. If I go inner, it does that section. And then the outer rim is the bit around the outside, the outer bit of the rim, just there. And license plate option on there too. And then what you'll find is open cover, like so. I've got manure in it because I thought, well, that's an additional thing you don't usually have in there. This will go to 42 metres. And I was curious to see whether it would spread to 42 metres. because often when you're doing things like this, fertilizer, lime and the manure, or whichever one you're doing, don't always spread to the same width. But I would imagine, I can't see why they would have it any different. That's pretty good. There we go. Pretty good spread width. And I went for the 100,000 litre capacity because, you know, why not? Went for the twin wheels, and it also has steer on the trailer, and we get really tight. See the axle steering? Very cool indeed. So that's the fertilizer spreader that comes in the addition. And this is what I mean. I could have just gone, yeah, it's had an update. And some things it is like that. They just have an update. And some things it gets like one additional machine or some tweaks to the machine. But this has got 5 additional pieces of equipment. Next, we're going to go to, what have we got? This one here. This is the Lizard Colossus 7000. This is a cotton harvester. Now, this kind of threw me a little bit, but this might, again, be down to the fact that people prefer a more traditional, and I say traditional, when you look at the colour and stuff, you think, what are you talking about? Because in the pack already, we've got forage harvesters, and there's a forage harvester header that does cotton. So you can put cotton into your forage harvester. But this is a cotton harvester, which does the same thing. So it depends whether you want to go for a header on a forage harvester, or you want to go for this. If you go for this, it will produce bales at the back. If you go for the forage harvester, which is already in the pack, you get cotton in that, and you can then tip that cotton into other things. And there's something we're going to look at in a moment that comes in this pack, which allows you to create bales using another item, which will make sense in a moment. So this is the cotton harvester. 14 slots. Again, there are 2 of these. We come down to our additional harvesting type things. So just here, standard version, and when you look at the price as well, look, of these. 485, 847, 376, 37. I mean, you know, they're a decent price. So we'll look at the Unreal version, but the standard version has more standardized options. Working with standard, 10 meter, 25 meter, 50 meter unrealistic. Engine setup, we start off at 22 miles an hour. We've got 42 mile an hour option, and then we have got the 150 mile an hour option. So it depends again what you want to go for. We've got wheel brand. Now, all of these, as you can see there, we've got twins on the front and singles on the back. We've got Trelleborg, Continental, Vredestein, Michelin, Mitas. Mitas just has the mediums. BKT just has the wides. And then we're back here. Most of them says twin front, twin wheels, mediums, wides, and then back to the same thing again. This one doesn't have triples. I'm sure it was a previous version that had triples. Or did I dream it? And then we've got design, same thing again, standard camouflage. Lights, we've got blinking, flashers, or we've got rotating beacons, or none. Then we've got window tint, so you can do window tint on it as well. Windshield logo, we've got none. You can have lizard black, lizard white. You can have the Colossus pack option in black or white. That's the edging around the outside of the lettering, so it switches the lettering around. Unrealistic crop guides, same thing with this. You can have the crop guides as you've seen on the previous versions. Exhaust, standard or black. Where was that? I can't see it, but it'll be on there somewhere. Standard or black. Main colour does all that section. Frame colour, well, no, not that. Frame colour, let's go with that. Does that bit. Next design colour, this is more of the metallics. We'll do blue. Grid colour changes your grids, so those bits there and the foot plates you walk on. Next design color, let's go with a sort of darker pink, does all of that. Next design color, there are a load on there. Let's go red, there does all that section. And then you've got inner rim, outer rim, license plate option there as well. So if we start this up, I went for the 150 mile an hour one because, you know, it's quicker and you can get out here faster and easier. Now this doesn't change the bale capacity, bale sizes stay the same. There's no option to change those at all. So one-fold harvester. Proper horn that. Lighting, beacons, I went for the flashing units, not the rotating ones. As you can see, I didn't go crazy wide on this. Turn it on. But as you can see, to be fair, getting to and from the fields, the 150 mile an hour is pretty handy because you can get there rather fast. Harvesting at 150 is great at maximum speed, but if it goes right up, oh, maybe it stops at 40. Okay, that's fair enough. Whoa, it's almost unwieldy at 150. I'm not going to lie, at that speed, it's pretty bonkers. Which I've always been kind of an advocate, especially off-camera work and stuff. You think, I need to get this done, and I can get stuff done rapidly if I need to, which is pretty cool. But that's it's still a very cool piece of kit. I don't think it's going to be enough to unload unfinished bale. It will, that'd be cool. I didn't know how small the bale had to be able to unload an unfinished one. There you go. We can unload an unfinished bale if we wish. And there you go. So that's the Colossus 7000 cotton harvester. Next, we've got this. This is the Colossus 73 DD3R. This is a Tedder Swims. This is 9 slots. There are 2 of, and you'll find it under the Tedder section just here. So there's your standard version. 17 metres. I mean, it's the Pertinger, but this is obviously the tweaked version. 17 metre, 15 miles an hour. Then this version here, without unrealistic, so you've got the width of it at 17 metres, then you've got 25, 50 unrealistic if you want to go for that. We've got the option of BKT or Trelleborg on our tyres, standard camouflage, crop guides again. Main colour will do, hang on, stop it. Main colour will do all of that. Design colour will do all of that. Next design colour will do all of those bits. Next design colour, let's go red. Oh, that's probably not the best colour to use, it. Yellow. There we go. Does all of that. Then you've got inner rim, outer rim, license plate option on there as well. This one run at 31 miles an hour. Like I said, this one was 15, wasn't it? Yeah, 15. So again, slightly faster, slightly wider. Unfold it. I think I went for crop guides on this. So once unfolded, is it when you lower it? There you go, crop guides come out. I haven't gone crazy wide, a little bit wider than the standard version, but we'll turn it on. And away we go with some rather serious teddage going on there. But again, like I say, with all of it, you can absolutely go for the standard version if you want to. You haven't got to go for any of the unrealistic ones. The standard ones just give you all the customization options for colour and stuff like that, which makes it a little bit more personalised. Which brings on to the last of the bits of equipment for this pack. And it's this. So this is the Colossus Balemaster. Now, this is 15 slots in its individual, and obviously it's based on the Gportal. So under round balers, there's the Gportal version just there. So that shows the crop types this will do. Now this could be used, it's stationary. It's a stationary baler with a bunk that you can fill up. And again, if you haven't seen this used before, so you can do various different bales, including sugar beet bales, and total mixed ration bales, chaff and stuff like that. But this version here adds on to that wood chip and cotton as well. So when I was saying about the forage harvester doing cotton in this pack, you can unload that from the forage harvester or trailer or whatever you've got. It's directly into that. So loose cotton and then bale if you want to go that way around about it. It's only 100,000 as well compared to 259. So the prices, again, people say, oh, well, that's ridiculous. But again, you don't use it if you don't want to. That's absolutely fine. So we've got wrapper design, standard or with bale end turner. I think that's the same on the other one as well. Wheel brand, we've got Continental, Lizard, BKT, Trelleborg, Friedrichstein, Nokian, Pax Continental, with a few different choices within those. Design, standard and camouflage, beacon light, blink or rotate. Again, on that. You've got our wrap options, black, white, green, nature green, empty back end so you can refill it yourself. Film binding, standard net, empty if you want to fill it yourself. Then capacity, standard, 20,000 litres. Now that says silage additives tanks, I think, which adds the tank on underneath the sides there. So if you're doing grass bale stuff, it gives you a bonus for, I say grass bales, but you know what I mean. If you're putting grass into it, it does give you the bonus. That's still 20,000 litres. Then unrealistic at 100,000, isn't it? That's not a million, is it? Or is that a million? Looking at the zeros there. I think that there is 1 million litres. Craziness. Main colour does that. Design colour, keep pressing the wrong button. Don't know why. Design colour does all that. Next design colour, let's go red-ish. Does all those bits. Decals, we can change the decal colour. Let's go. Green on yellow is not going to look particularly great, is it? Orange, maybe? I don't know. That wasn't much better either. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Next design colour, let's go green. Oh, when I was doing the prep on this. Oh, this is the. You see the bars and stuff on the back? Does all that bit across there. I was thinking, what changed on that? Inner rim and outer rim colour. License plate option as well. So, with this then, what we do usually, so with the standard version, is we unfold the baler. So you can unfold the extending drawbar, which swings it to the side, which allows the bales to come out. And then we unfold the entire thing, which does all of this, which makes it the static bit, opens the bunk, puts it all out, good to go. I'm pretty sure I went with 1,000,000 because, you know, because I would, wouldn't I? Anyway, then we've got bale size 125 or 150. Those are two options, so we'll go with 150. And I think I've got, what I will do, it helps a little bit to have that to one side if you can get the tractor, hopefully the wheels won't get in the way. What you can also do with this, if you've got an auto-load bale trailer, if you put the auto-load bale trailer right by the side of this where it unloads, it can unload and load straight onto an auto-load bale trailer as well, if you're willing to go about it like that. So I grabbed some wood chip, I think, not cotton, just to show you. I probably went for the 1,000,000. Oh, I've got quite a lot in here, haven't I? Not 1,000,000 litres, obviously. And that's a lot of bales. Let's say if you're on console with a bale limit, I'm not sure how you'd get away with that, but I suppose you could also, if you placed this right by a bale and pallet storage, you could have it unload straight into the bale and pallet storage. That would work too, wouldn't it? There you go, it's giving me the option to unload. Wow, that barely even touched the sides. And then what we should be able to do now, I thought I'd already turned it on, but I didn't, did I? Of course I didn't. Turn off automatic drop, or on, we've got it on, turn on baler. So there we go, it'll take our wood chip up. It's showing us on the little animation top left what it's doing. Wow, that's fast. These should be liftable because of the YOS addition to that. Did I say 10,000 litres? Oh mama, where have you been all my life? I bet it doesn't do alfalfa, does it? I need one to do alfalfa. 10,000 litres, oh wow, I meant 10,000 litre bales. That's not so bad. Oh man, and that's pretty fast as well. So as you can see, wood chip bales being done, and it will do cotton as well, and all the other things that it's designed to do anyway, which is pretty cool. The total mixed ration bale thing I think is great. I really do like that. In fact, you can just bring a load of total mixed ration over you've made and then bale it, so you can stick them away with bales. But again, if bale space and bale capacity is a problem, the fact this does larger bales, I didn't realise it would do that, but that's pretty cool. Because this is my first time, I think I probably need to turn this off now, because I've got to get rid of these. Right, let's stop that there. Let's get that to unload that. There we go. I mean, that's getting through that at quite a rate. I haven't put any silage additive in it, but there you go. So that's all the additions. I haven't even got onto the other bits of the mods yet. That's the additions to the Colossus pack by Chris S and Riley S. I think that was all of them. Brilliant stuff. Next, we've got these. These are representative. So I'm not going to show you all of them. I'm going to show you on one tractor, and then you can have a play around with this because this is another bonkers one. This is the Zetor VR2 pack by Casearias, 122.62 megabytes download, 31 slot seats. There are 6 different tractors in this pack. So this is representative. We've got a 2-wheel drive, we've got a 4-wheel drive. There's a whole 3 like that, 3 like this, and the amount of options on them is many and varied, and it would take me probably an hour to go through all of them. So let's hop back out there. Didn't mean to jump in that. And let's go into this menu. So let's go up to our tractors. This was small tractors. So we start there. Crystal 12011, the Crystal 12045, the Crystal 16045. Then we've got the 12111, the 12145, and the 16145. So as you can see, the 2-wheel drive and kind of 4-wheel drive versions of the first one, then the 2-wheel drive and the 4-wheel drive versions of the other one. What's interesting is the first one. Now, this is the same with the ones we're going to look at in a moment. Reasonably priced tractors with pretty substantial horsepower. Because these start, this is one at 35 grand, that's 45, as you see, 55, 38, 49, 58. But the first one of each of these kind of gives you the options. Sorry, the first one there and the first one there of each of these kind of gives you the option to do what both of these do. Admittedly, not with the four-wheel drive, but then these give you a couple of different options as well. But again, I'm not going to go through all of them because there are quite a lot. So we'll have a look at the first one here first. 35 grand for the base model, 115 horsepower, fast transmission, then 155 horsepower with fast transmission, and then back to 115. So 155 horsepower, bottom, 40 grand. 40 grand for 155 horsepower. That's brilliant. There's no front 3-point link option on it. But anyway, we've got wheelbarrow miters, Lizard, Continental, back again. Not a huge amount of choices. I say not a huge amount of choices. There are choices within those. Standard, wheel weights, wides, wide and weights, back to standard. Then on the front, we've got 180 kilo weights, 290, 555, back to no. I'm going to put that on the 555 because that might give us another option later on, potentially. So we've got decals. And again, like I say, on all of these, there are so many options. So 6 different decal options, then no completely. That's what it started with. Fenders, we've got standard. Wide at the back, adds a plastic one on. Wide completely, adds more metallic on the back there. Wide 2, which then puts a long front mud flap on there. Back to standard. So we'll go with that. Fenders front, we've got type 1. Type 2 adds a slightly longer fender with a longer mud flap on that. Type 3 puts a plasticky one on there and then off completely. We've then got mud flaps short on the back and long on the back, so you can have the longer flaps on there if you want to, or not. Then you've got cabin, type 1, type 2, which puts lights on there, type 3, which puts a beacon on, type 4 changes the cab, 5 puts beacons on, 6 changes it again, 7 with the beacon, and back to 1 again. So you can see what I mean about a lot of options on all of them. Then front lights, again, type 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, back to 1 again. On one of the other versions, I think we'll show it on the next one, excuse me, on that front weight, it has the option to put lights on that, which I think I've gone for an option on that. Back hydraulic, we've got type 1, type 2, changes the lower arms. Then at the front, we've got grille. So this is the sides. Grille, yes or no. You can take that off so you can see in there if you want to. We do have a grille colour option on that, so if you want to put that on. Then you've got attachers. This is on the back again. We've got 1, 2, back again. Steering wheel, again, you start asking yourself, I wonder why. Maybe this is all the options you got in there when you go in to buy one. Type 1, Type 2, Type 3, Type 4, Type 5 raises the steering wheel. Type 6, I think it's with and without steering knobs on each version as well. Then we've got hood straight, cut off, drop nose. And then we've got engine colour, which does all of that. We've got hood colour, which does that. Back guards, let's go green, does that. Front guards, does that. Hubs, of course, why would you not have changeable hubs as well? Wheel weights, if you've got wheel weights. Front weights, so we've got the front weight on there, so we go for a metallic weight if you want to. Do that. Change it to metallic, so we can go for metal weights if you want to. Grille colour, that was the side bits, we go yellow on that. Oh, why did that not change? I'm sure that was the side grills. Okay. Roof colour. Now this, I think we've got a special roof on. Oh no, it has done it. So the bits that are white on that changes the roof colour. Cabin colour. Cockpit colour. Oh, this is why I'm not showing you all of them. Yellow. Oh, I thought that did. Oh yeah, there you go. Does the dashboard. Rim colour. I'll leave those in orange. Rim colour, license plate. Oof. Now, like I say, on this one, it's 45. That's 115 horsepower. Fast transmission. And it stays 115 horsepower. So that one is the 115, but it's a four-wheel drive version. And then this one here is the 155 horsepower, but it stays with the 155 horsepower. But again, it's the four-wheel drive with all the same options. So potentially, this one here, you can go 155 horsepower cheaper than if you bought that one, but that is the four-wheel drive. So, like I said, that one kind of combines both of those. And then we'll show you this one here. Again, very, very similar on the options, just a slightly different design. Again, 115 horsepower with fast, 155 horsepower with fast, and back again. And then we run through pretty much the same options as we go through the whole thing, which is, I mean, it is absolutely crazy. Front lights now. Was this on the weights? Where was the weight? Front weight. Let's go with that. And then I'm trying to think which one it was. I have got one out. Where was our front lights? Type 5, Type 4, Type 3, 2. Oh, maybe it was on the... It might have been... Did I go for a four-wheel drive? I'm sorry, you don't know whether I've gone for a four-wheel drive or not. Of course you don't. Let's try that again. Front weights. Oh, there you go. That's got that on it. And then, where were we? Just to show you a slightly different option. I mean, there are probably other options that are different. There you go. So you can have a light option with it like that as well, with lights on the front. But again, cabin, drop nose, mud guards, all the stuff that can be changed on it, which is quite, there you go. So there's that one there. And these are really nicely made in detail. They look fantastic. And again, the horsepower options on them is crazy. We've still got more to get done as well. I knew this was going to bog me down. So L1, right stick up and down. What did that do? I can't remember. That's not up and down. Side to side. There you go. Side. Side to side and up and down. It might be an option I don't have. Then L1, R1. Right stick side to side. Does that door. And there you go. All the way open. Up and down. Does that door. All the way open. Then left stick. Raises and lowers. He says. There you go. Raises and lowers the roof. So rather than a sunroof, you just get extra airflow in by doing that and turning it into a big old scoop. Interior, nicely made in detail. But again, for the price, 155 horsepower, you can't odds it, can you? Right. And this one here, I think a slightly different option on this was, rather than the roof opening, you got a sunroof. Other than that, I think it was the same. R1, right stick up. Oh, this one was the rear window, was it? There you go. Rear window. And up and down. Oh, it was the hydraulics in the back. There you go. I knew there was something that was moving, so it might be the same with the other one. Hydraulics we can raise and lower manually if we want to. Very cool indeed. Right, that's the Zetors. Now this is what I was saying when I do part one, and put aside a message last night from someone saying, why did you not put it all into one? You still had a few minutes left. There's no way I could have fitted all of this in to the few minutes I had left. So yeah, this is why I have to split them. Next, and following a theme, this is the Case IH Steiger Series Large Frame by Casearias Modding, 63.01 megabytes download, 16 slots for the Steiger, 15 slots for the quad track, reasonable prices, decent horsepower. These got some pretty decent horsepower and are not going to break the bank. So if you've already got a vehicle like this on your farm, you might consider changing. You might not like the oldest design vehicles, and that's absolutely fine. But if we go to our large vehicles and we come down to here, look at the price. Look at the price, 69,900, 73,900, compared to 685 grand. I mean, admittedly, it doesn't come to the same horsepower, but 565, 545. You know, some of these, I mean, they're up there. So let's have a look at our options. We have got 360 horsepower, 550. Sorry, what's happened here? 360 horsepower, 550, 460, 550, 400, 600, 400, 600, 425, 625, and then I think we're as high as it'll go. Then we're back to 360 again. So it's between the difference of synchro shifts, power shifts, modified and unmodified, but this will go up to 625 horsepower. 625 horsepower, 78 grand. 78 grand for 625 horsepower. Admittedly, again, no front three-point link, but for the sort of stuff you're going to be pulling around with these bits of kit, you don't need to worry. We have got Lizard, we've got Michelin, Continental, BKT, Trelleborg, Mitas, back to lizard. Standard, twin wheels 2, standard, and I think that's pretty much the same on all of them. Standard, twin wheels 2, wides, oh no, wide 2, back again. So we've got twins, wides, sort of narrower ones. It's a beast. It's an absolute beast. Weights on the front, yes or no. Beacon light, yes or no. Monitor, we've got various different ones here. We've got a Kinsey Blue Vantage, we've got the Kinsey KPM2, precision planting, then you've got combinations of, and you can finish off with all of them. So inside, you can have all the various different monitors if you want. Quick hitch, yes or no. So you have a single hitch or the 3-point option, which has 2,500 on. So what are we up to now? With all those different options we've gone for with the tyres, 91 grand for a 625 horsepower tractor. I mean, really? Front extra lights, yes or no. Show decals, we've got yes. We've got only brand and model, so it takes the decals off the back of the cab. Only brand and model or no. So if you don't want to show any branding at all, you don't have to. We've then got main colour. We can have that Steiger green that you sort of see on some of the Steigers, of course. But pick your poison, it's up to you. Rim colour, license plate option there as well. So again, no brainer. Don't know why I came off that. Then the quad track version, being that it's tracked again with our horsepower options. Now this only goes up to 600. I don't think it does the 625. So 360, 550, 468, 550, 400, 600, 400, 600. Yeah, back in. So 600 is the highest horsepower on this one for the 9380. We'll set up standard 2, which changes our tracks ever so slightly. Front weight again, yes or no. Beacon light, yes or no. Monitors again. Quick hitch again. Show decals again. And this one's just got main colour, no rim colour option, like that. And they are absolutely mint. I love them. I can see myself possibly purchasing 1 or 2 of these little beauties. No doors or windows. I always expect vehicles like this to have much sort of throatier engines. Not engines, horns. It has a throaty engine. 17 miles an hour, not the quickest thing on the planet. But again, it's a big horsepower vehicle. It's going to be lugging a lot of gear around. I still can't go over the price. The same as with the Zetors, The horsepower and price, oh, yeah. But again, only if you like this style of tractor. If you don't like the older styles, boxier styles, that's absolutely fine. But it's lovely seeing that evolution, isn't it, of a vehicle. It will do the job. It will do the job and not break the bank doing it, which is very, very cool indeed. So there you go. That's the Case IH Steiger series by Casearias Modding, which brings you on to the last of the mods for Good Friday, and indeed the mods for Part 2. And again, absolutely awesome. The John Deere 4940 self-propelled sprayer by Custom Modding, 53.48 megabytes download, 15 slots for the carrier vehicle. The sprayer back is 12 slots at a 13.6.9 meter sprayer width. And then we have got the solid back, box back. It does say in the thing, I've forgotten what it said now. 3 slots with the 24 meter spread, and it will do fertilizer or lime. I've got one of each just to double check it will do the same thing, but we'll have a look at the spray unit in the main version first. So here's our base unit, and as you can see, I mean, it's crisp, it's clean, it's neat, it looks absolutely amazing. That one I've gone for chunkier tyres, this one I've gone for narrows. But what I love about this is the width, the axle spread width on this is absolutely crazy. So but it's, again, it looks phenomenal. Come to our sprayers. There's our base unit, 195 grand. We've got the option of Lizard, Michelin, Mitas, back to Lizard. So if we go for Mitas, it just comes with that. Lizard, we got rear twins, LSWs, wider LSWs, back again. That one, the Michelin, again, rear twins, widers, and then back again. We've got Starfire, yes or no on the top. We've got fenders, yes or no. We've got beacon light, yes or no. We've got Spray Star. This is the software Spread Star. Now when it says software, I think that's in cab. I did go for the Spray Star with the sprayer and spread star with the spreader. I don't know if you needed to, but I did. The numbers 1 through 25. Wow, I was going to say 1 through 9. I didn't check that. Imagine having 25 of these. That's crazy. Windows, tint options on these. And then that's that bit. Then the sprayer back, 84,000. Just here. So you've got that version there, which has got 4,542 litres. Then we had the extra tanks on, which takes to 4,712. Load command system, that's 12 grand on. I don't know whether that's going to be potentially if we get precision farming. It's 120 foot boom, but the load command system, I would assume as well, in the real world is a real thing. But I don't think it's going to make any difference at the moment in game. Then we come out of there and we go to our fertilizer options, and there it is there. Dry box. We've got design colours. You can have it galvanized, or you can have any colour you want, but you can pick and choose, from anything. Like so, 19,200 litres of lime or fertiliser. So, jump in, on, start it up. Horn, lights, beacon. This didn't have L1 and right stick side to side was the door, wasn't it? That's there. R1, L1, R1. Oh yeah, L1, R1. Watch this. Not that bit. That bit. It just kept going. I was thinking, whoa, okay, that's pretty impressive. I think as well it will attach widened. Yeah, it's wide enough with the supports on the back that even with the wide axle you can still attach to whatever you want to attach to. Boom out. If I am missing something, if that load command thing, I wouldn't think it would do spot application yet, because I don't think that's in game. I'm just thinking for weeding, because weeds are just everywhere. When you've got weeds, you've got weeds. Now I've got liquid fertilizer in this, but once we are open, like so, open for business, it's business time. Now we do have the option L1 and right stick side to side, not side to side, up and down, so we can adjust our angle. Now most of these do it automatically now. R1 and right stick up and down. Then L1, R1, I think we can raise and lower the whole boom altogether if we want to. So we have got some adjustment there. And it's a case of turn on, and away you go. Oh, that's a cool animation. Look at that. Let's drop that down, because obviously if I was doing a field with nothing, I don't want most of that going up into the sky, do I? Let's bring that down again, like that. That is pretty cool. Ah, is that because I had it so much higher? That is simulating the fact that I've got the boom high, and that you are technically, I guess, you're vaporizing. Yeah, you're vaporizing more of it into the air than you are onto the ground. That's crazy. But also very, very cool. Interior, nicely made and detailed. Nice clear vision, nice clear view. What I like about this as well, you'll see when I show you the other one, it's got the chunkier tyres. This doesn't have any option for rear steer or wheel steer or anything like that, but it does turn, I mean, to be honest, that turns pretty tight as it is. Sounds good, looks good. What's not to like? Unless you don't like John Deere's, I suppose. So, chunkier tyres, again, we can go wide axle on this as well, because it's the same carrier vehicle. But what I like as well, the weight in this, 19,200 litres. Look at when we go across the field. The ground deformation. Look at the depth of that. The weight of this is leaving. That's craziness. I mean, it's very, very cool. What I was going to say as well, I'll show you on this because it's got the weight in it, is the movement of the vehicle, right? So as I accelerate and brake, the dipping of the vehicle and raising on the suspension. Also, when you're driving with this, let's go out here a little bit. I noticed as I was driving out, the movement of the vehicle is so well. You've got the slight tip. You know, you can imagine going too fast and you could really come unstuck with this. It's so well made and detailed. So get up at a bit of speed, then brake. You can really see the movement of the whole vehicle with the weight in it. And when you fill it up, it really kind of drops down, it squats down with the weight. So what we're going to do now then is our solid fertiliser pass, should be 24 metres. Let's turn it on. And out we go. And then we'll switch over to our lime. It should do the same thing, there's no reason why not. with the weight in it, it takes a little bit to get going, but once it gets going, it moves. So, where were we? I've got to follow the right ones if I can. And that's why we check. It probably says it in the description. So the liming is narrower. Turn the engine off. Our spraying, fertilizer came out to here. Our liming came to here. Now you do that both sides. You're probably looking at a difference between 24 and 18 maybe. I'm going to have to double check this because if it is in the description, I do apologise because that's my fault for not reading it thoroughly. I thought I had. I could have sworn I checked it and it didn't say, that's why I was testing it. It just tells you the boom width. It doesn't say that it spreads to different widths. Not that I can see. But anyway, there you go. It does spread to different widths. Hence why I test. But yeah, very, very cool bits of kit. Nice looking, well made. Like I say, the suspension movement, all of it, very cool indeed. That's the John Deere 4940 self-propelled sprayer by Custom Modding, and that's it for the mods. I don't know if we're going to get any this on Saturday. I don't know. Who knows with Giants what they're going to do next? Seems to just be a lottery at the moment. I don't know. But they're getting mods out. That's what I was going to say. They're getting mods out. So when people are saying, you know, mods taking too long, we're not getting any mods, they've gone into absolute overdrive over the last few weeks, and they are chucking them out at a rate. And yes, admittedly, some slip through the cracks, some haven't worked properly. Most mods at some point will get an update. Not all. The same with maps. Generally speaking, in the first couple of weeks of a map coming out, they'll get an update. There are very few maps that come out that are perfect first time round. There's always some little tweaks here and there, and sometimes when you are clearing a lot of stuff, something will slip through the cracks. But they are, I mean, at the end of the day, you've got to give them their due. They're trying to get as much out as they can and get it out to us, the public that uses them. I was trying to think of the word for that. Anyway, discerning punters. I hope you found all of this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.